And happy Friday there, folks. There was a little hiccup there. I hit the go live and then broadcast at the same time. How are you on this beautiful Friday or whenever you happen to be watching this? I'm so glad you are here. My name is Kevin Kolbe, and my channel is Kevin Kolbe Media. And today's a really, I'm excited about today. I'm excited about any time I can be here. And by the way, if you're popping in, I'd love to say hi. And if we haven't met yet, just drop a comment there and let me know how you're doing. Hopefully I didn't mess up the live stream a second ago. But today we're talking about logos, and I'm going to show you in this live video, or again whenever you're watching it back, how you can create a logo in Canva. Now, Canva is one of my two go-to. Back out my mic just a little. Let me know how this is sounding too. I changed my setup a couple of days ago, so I repositioned my mic. Hopefully, it'll be okay. But I use PicMonkey and I use Canva for different things, but every time I've built a logo, it's always been in Canva, always. And so today I'm going to show you how easy it is to build a logo. Now I want to say this. So I have the most respect for graphic artists. I am not a graphic artist. I don't pretend to be a graphic artist. I do know good design, but I know there are folks out there that make a good living, have a better skill set at it and stuff like that. So this is not to say that anybody can be a graphics designer. This is to say, though, that sometimes with a program like Canva, why not just give it a shot and try it? So that is what we're going to do today, talking about logos, and I'm going to show you live. I actually had someone submit their company. We're going to build a logo for them, so hang out. And again, I am Kevin Kolbe with Kevin Kolbe Media, and on this channel, I share tips and tools to help you use your gifts and make an impact in the world of online video. So if that sounds good, I'd love for you to subscribe and hit like, and always let me know in the comments or just message me or something like that, things that I could do to help you. And by the way, if you go to my website, it's kevinkolbe.com/resources. Link is right there on the screen. I list everything, almost everything I use, and there's some free downloads on there too. So by all means, check that out. And I even tell you in the description of this video, like I'm using Ecamm right now to do this. So before we get into the live design, I want to talk about logos for just a second. So I think my mic is still, yeah, there's my mic. So these are some famous logos. I'm sure we've all seen them. If you didn't know, this is Nike. And actually, the story behind Nike on this, where's that? All right, is that I forgot what year it was made, but I think Phil McKnight was the head of the company at that point. But and it was called something else. He wanted a logo to represent movement, and it was actually I think Adidas is the one who kind of sparked him on. So we got that going. And then where's another one I wanted to show you? FedEx. Now, if you don't know the story about FedEx, there's actually a little something subtle hidden in the logo here, and it's the arrow. If you notice the arrow, look at the E and the X. That the arrow it represents movement. Thought that was kind of cool. McDonald's, the Golden Arches. The Golden Arches actually was part of their original design that then became their logo. Everybody knows that. Mac, Apple. Apparently Steve Jobs and I'm not sure the other dude's name, but they did a drawing that was Sir Isaac Newton sitting under a tree, and that became the apple. Well, it had the apple over it, and it stood for wonder and discoverment and gravity, and then eventually just they designed it into the apple. And if you remember at first, it had like the colors on it and everything, which was pretty cool. And then Disney. Now, obviously, if you have followed Disney for like all of 5 minutes, you know that they started as Walt Disney, and then became Disney. Actually, I think the first logo was actually, it included the mouse ears. So, but that gives you an idea of some logos. Now, you may say, well, those are famous logos, Kevin. I can't have a logo like that. But a logo, first of all, I really think you need a logo, whether you have a personal brand, a small business, a nonprofit, or something like that. A logo could be iconic. So if you go back and look at the FedEx logo, you know, it's type. And you can also look at other logos like UPS and Mercedes-Benz and things like that. Even networks, you know, CBS has the big fat eyeball and things like that. Netflix has, even though it's Netflix, you know, they've also started using the red N a lot more. A logo will help you just identify. It kind of helps you, you know, I don't want to say be known, but you need to put some thought into your logo. Now, a logo could have an icon with it. It could have just text. I do think sometimes people go crazy with icons. The thing you want to do is be very clean with your icon. So that's one of the things we want to talk about today. So I tell you what. Let's jump into it. So the company that I'm going to be designing for, so I asked a question out on Facebook group and some folks who wanted a free logo. And I had this company reach out. They're called RJ Technologies. And they, well, it says right here, they've got 19 years experience. They deal with oil and, let me see, latest engineering design, detail for process equipment, ASME. So you can see some of the products they serve. I mean, they design products for oil and gas and stuff like that. So they reached out and said, hey, look, you know, we'd love it if you could design a logo for us. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it in, I got to move a screen here. I'm going to do it in a program called Canva. And again, if you're just joining us, that Canva is one of my two go-to programs. It is phenomenal in what it can do. So let's jump into it right now. So when you go to Canva, if you've never used Canva before, I'm gonna show you exactly how you can just do a logo. But it is phenomenal. And let me know in the comments, either live or on replay, if you would like to for me to do some stuff, some other things. So when you go over here, so you can go to Create a Design, right? Go to Create a Design, and you got all these things you can do, but today we're going to do a logo. Now, here's one of the things I like. So it automatically gives you this blank template right here, right? But if you go over here, I mean, I'm sorry, not blank, like a canvas to work with. So if you go over here, you're going to see all of these templates. And they have them divided like restaurant, cafe, DJ, games, soccer. Now, here's the thing. When I've created on Canva before, I may use a logo from one of these categories that it's not meant to. So just because it says food or drink, here we'll click on this. These are all the templates you can use. It's not like, well, I can't use that. You may see something there you like. So keep that in mind. So let's X out of that. But you can see these are ones I've recently used for something from some other projects. And then you can just go down here and it becomes overwhelming. So here's everything and it goes on and on and on. So how I would start this is, I know that they go by, what is it, RJC Technologies. And I know that they're kind of they're a tech company, but they're not tech like Apple and computers and things like that. So I probably wouldn't go here, computer logo. So let's look at computer logo. So if I go here, I may look at something. So I don't know that I'm going to use this, but I'm going to show you how quickly you can do this. So I'm going to drop this in here like this, right? Well, let's say I like this, but I don't like this. So I'm going to go ahead and type in their name, RJC. But I'm going to do, so I'm going to copy and paste this because I think what I'm going to do is well, there we go. I don't want, I may want to use different fonts and things like that. So, and this is going to be ready already. Oops. Remember, spelling is a key. So don't worry about that. It's too big. We can resize everything here in just a minute. Well, come on. Sometimes you have to just keep. All right, so again, I'm not worried about the font right now. I'm not worried about anything like that. So I just wanted to show you how you could start with something. So my initial reaction for them is that, you know, I would play off of their letters, but I don't like this font. So let's say we go with something very bold. Now, when you get into Canva, you're going to have a lot of fonts. These are fonts that I own, that I've bought or gotten free, and you can absolutely use any of these and upload them. So like, yeah, see that I wouldn't do that at all. But they are techy. So one thing you could do is do this. You could go up here and say tech, and see if there's ones that pop up. Now, again, none of these may work. Now, see, that doesn't look bad. That doesn't look bad. And so what you can do is you can change some of these and see. So let's just keep scrolling down through here. Space Cowboy, I don't think so. So if you, oops, there we go. So if you start going through here, and I'm going to show you something, like you can change this, and notice this will change. By the way, if you ever use brush script, be very careful. Brush script can be very hard to read. So let's just say we're going to go with horizon. Ooh, I like that. Now it's kind of fat, so let's change that to technologies. And again, this is my canvas I'm playing in, right? So we're going to do this. Now, I'm kind of liking technologies. Again, it could be a little fat, but I'm going to change this. Don't like that. Don't like the rough part. So I'm looking for something that's kind of got a little different look to it. And sometimes you just have to play with these fonts. Now, again, folks that do design, you know, full-time like that, they could look at this and go, oh, I know that font, I know that font. And I've worked with some amazing artists. I'm the one, and if you notice one thing here, it shows you what they look like. But sometimes I need to see them over there. See, I kind of like this. To me, it's readable. So we're gonna take that, but here's what I'm gonna do. So you notice I'm getting it to that point because now one of the things I would recommend to them is that RGC is huge, but maybe technologies is smaller. So like, for example, I would center this right under. And the reason I'm saying this is because there may be a lot of technology companies out there. I don't really know their space that well. So I would say RGC becomes part of their FedEx of the logo. Now it probably means something to them. I don't really know. Now this may not mean anything. So what if we don't want that? Well, we can come over here to Elements and let's search for tech. Let's search for technology. And we may not see anything we like, but let's just say for now, you know what? Let's use this lightning bolt. So you see this lightning bolt right here. So I'm going to get rid of this. I don't want that element. So this is how what I was saying a second ago. Ooh, look at that. It's got some cool stuff to it. I was saying a second ago how you can use a template to start with and go from there. So if you notice, in reality, kind of the template we started with, we're not even using anymore. So I'm going to take this lightning bolt and watch this. I can change the color of the lightning bolt by doing this. And for now, I'm just going to do that. It's kind of looking more like the flash. That wasn't the point. And I'm going to make, okay, so it gives me the two colors here. The black is the back part. So just so we can see it, I'm going to make it, it's hard to see. I'm going to make it green. Again, oops, there we go. It's really hard to see that green there. So let's just make it red. Actually, I don't even see it changing it, so maybe it doesn't. So again, oh, there it is. It's that little highlight right there. So if this, now you may say, well, it's hard to see. True. So watch this. I'm going to change the background now to, let's just change it white for now. And you may go, oh no, the logo. But watch this. I can do this, and then I can change the color. to black, and I can change that to black. So that's why I love about Canva. You don't have to go with the colors they give you, but again, I don't know if this is something that kind of fits them. And then you can even crop. So in other words, the graphic I chose was too big, right? I mean, or had too much space around it for me. So now I can get a better sense of it. So what if I took this and made this the background? Again, just kind of playing here. But this is a way. Now, you may say, well, I can't see it. So you go up here to position and you go back. And now all of a sudden, this is on top and this is on top. And you can even click this and this, and if you notice it says group. And so when I do this, now I can move it around. But let's say this is a little too much in the background. Sorry, I've got my camera in front of my screen. So I can even bring it down like this. Now, if I were going to do something like this, I would probably want it on a plate because I think this gets a little busy. But again, I could fill this space like that. And so like right now, see, I've got it in a block. You could, you could do this. And you can rotate it. So you don't even have to use it that way. You may say, wow, I kind of like this. I like this. I like this look. So what do you think? Now here's something else we could do, because here's the other thing I don't like. So I think it's, well, I think it's a little hard to see this behind it. So I'm going to do this, and I think this may be it. So we're going to do this. Now see, again, since I've got it grouped, I can do that, right? So for now, I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to put this out beside it. Now again, this would be where I'm designing it for someone, and if they were the client, they would have to tell me, well, Kevin, does that make any sense? That, with what we're doing. Now here's another thing we can do. I can ungroup this, and I can take this, I can take this, and if you wanted to, we can stretch this out so it could actually live under it. So that's not a bad idea either, right? So here's what I'm going to recommend for them. We're going to go with something like this, but then I'm going to group the whole thing so I can make it bigger. Now this is one of the keys in when you have a logo in Canva. You want to download it in the biggest size possible and as a PNG. Because right now if we download this as a JPEG, it's going to have the white background and everything. Now we can put a plate back here. So in fact, maybe we ought to do that. So let me do this. I'm going to go to Elements, and I'm going to type in rectangle. And I'm going to drop a rectangle right behind it. Now watch this. So if I do this, and I do this, it doesn't matter. And then remember, I'm going to send this to the back. There we go. And then I can adjust the size of it. Now, why would I want to do that? Well, years ago when I worked at the Fox station, we actually had a logo for the local station, and it was kind of confined in a box. And I remember telling my graphic artist, we really want to free the logo. And so that's how we designed it. I mean, it had specific colors, but we had the Fox logo with our channel number 50, and we took the box off. And then we said it can be any color it needs to, which is freeing for a graphic artist, because what that meant is that if it needed to be red, it was red. If it meant to be green, it was green. If it was red, it was, or yellow, or whatever it needed to be based on what we were doing. So right now, by putting this on a plate, and I don't like the gray on there, so let's look at maybe, I don't think red works with that. In fact, now it's really starting to look like the Flash. So let's say we go with a dark green, dark blue. Dark blue is not bad, but if we do dark blue, what I would do is change the font to white. And it's that simple. Now, again, this may not fit what they need to do, and I acknowledge that. And you can change things over and stuff like that. So, and here's the thing. We can even move, oops, we can even move, I'm going to ungroup all that. We could even move this under it. But I kind of like it sitting beside it. So that's what I would pitch them. Now, you could do variations of this. Like a few minutes ago, I had the RGC with technologies going under. So right now, if I save this off as a PNG, we can put any background behind it. And that's what you really want to do. Now, right now, when you start a logo design in Canva, it starts as 500 by 500. And you want to make it bigger. It's very easy to do. You go to resize, see right here. So I'm going to make it right now, I'm going to make it 2500 by 2500. I'm going to hit copy and resize, and look what happens. Bang. Even though it may look kind of the same, it is somewhat different. You can't really tell it there, but you would be able to tell it on the download. So now all you've got to do is you go to download, PNG. Now, you can't do this on the free version of Canva. You got to have the pro version. But you can do this. You want a transparent background. And what the transparent background does is it'll keep RGC, RJC technologies and the bolt and the blue together, and all the white just becomes transparent. And so now they can use that logo on anything they want. And I'm going to increase the size. And like if you notice right there, actually I could have done it right here. We started, so I would increase it big and I would download it. And it's going to download. And the reason you want to start, think about this. Remember years ago when, and there it is. We're going to put it on the desktop and voila, it's done. So if you remember, I'm going to close this out. Years ago, coming back. So years ago, if you remember, I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, so remember the old phones where you would have the phones and you'd get the picture and it'd be about this big, and then you want to blow it up and it just never looked good. So here's why you want to design a logo like this bigger, because if you have it big, like the logo you see right here, Kevin Kolbe Media, that was designed in Canva. I designed it small, I made it huge, and then I shrink it down based on what I need. Now, when I upload it to Canva here, it comes in big, and I crop it down and move it up to the corner. Some programs you can't do that. But you always want to have your logo as big as possible, and then scale it down if you need. Because if I give them a logo and it's this big, and they need to blow it up, it's going to get grainy and ugly. Now, you can do different variations of it. You can do a JPEG of it. You can do a PDF of it. But you always should probably want it as a PNG, because that way it's just you can control it and stuff like that. So again, it sits on that plate. They can use it for whatever. So that's the logo I designed. They may not like it, and that's okay, but they're going to get it for free. But I wanted to show you how easy it is to create something in Canva. Canva is an amazing program, and let me know if you'd like to see some more tutorials with Canva, because it can do absolutely so much. So hey, and also let me know how I can help you use your gifts and make an impact in the world with online video. I'm Kevin. Thanks for stopping by.